Yo, so just a quick trade recap and daily recap for today. So coming into market open, as you can see, price came down and we are filling in this giant imbalance. Price opens up right here and we are tapping into new day opening gap, right? I already see that we displace, we retested fair value gap, and then we react lower. But we are basically still close to all-time highs. So I was expecting higher prices into today because in this market and where we are at right now, like you have to be taking longs and looking for longs unless proven otherwise, which is like today, right? So this is why you do not marry your bias, because if you married your bias today, you probably got cooked. So coming into market open, like I said, I was still bullish. We retraced to this kind of trend reversal spot and this Fibonacci level that I like to use, and this is almost like a little bullish breaker inside here. And I started reaction off of that, and then this is all pre-market obviously, and we slow grind up, and right at market open we sweep London highs. Now at this current time, ES already took out London highs, so this was just like a slow grind up, and this kind of wasn't like convincing. Like if we wanted to flip higher, we probably would have wanted to see like some displacement like we have, these other days, like right at open. Like, you see what I mean? Like these days we're just like, we're seeing some displacement at open. So that's what you kind of want to see if you want to see us kind of flip. So as we can see, this is also the same price like I measured. Obviously it's different, but this aligned perfectly with new day opening gap and respected it right here and during London. Then we came back up, tested new day opening gap at open, swept out London by a little bit, and you just dumped. So at this current time, I'm like, okay, I want to see lower prices. I want to see New York AM session lows get taken out because they were still intact from yesterday. And on top of that, we had these lows, which were, they're a little too smooth for my liking. So as we dump down, the first 5-minute closes, we have a large SMT between ES and NQ. So I'm like, okay, this is either going to be a reversal point or this is just going to cause a retrace, and we're going to, take out these lows right here at like 267 and then 255, and then potentially see lower prices at like 227, and we have all this low resistance liquidity that was never taken out, right? So keep in mind, like when you see low resistance liquidity like this and it hasn't been taken out, just know it's going to come get taken out at some point, which it did in fact today. So as you can see here, we put in that SMT, and ES actually took out that high on the retrace, right? So let me just show you the difference. So this is what we had. Right? So right here, ES came and took out this high. So right here, we have another SMT between ES and NQ, which is like, okay, I already wanted to see lower prices after this reaction. So the fact that NQ is so weak, and I kept saying this on live, that NQ is so much weaker that I wanted to see us kind of retrace into 50% of the range and rebalance into equilibrium before heading lower, which is exactly what happened. So what happened here? We retraced. No, I didn't enter shorts right here on this first fair value gap tap. Why? Because one, we are so deep in a discount that you don't want to be shorting down here in this current price leg. Then, number two, I was waiting for, okay, maybe a 2-minute fair value gap. Okay, we have that too. Now we have a 3-minute fair value gap. I don't think we got the 5 yet. We didn't get the 5. Not sure if we got a 4. We did get a 4. I don't really use the 4. But more importantly, I was looking for the 3-minute. And then I was also just monitoring a retrace into equilibrium, which as you can see right here, if I just draw this out, was hit perfectly. And look at the reaction off of this. So a lot of times if I see a reaction like this off of equilibrium or a level that I like to use, I will usually limit in and kind of, adjust my position from there. To be honest, it's just like I didn't want to put my stop all the way up here. The risk to reward wasn't good enough. To be honest, like we could, come and fill this gap, but like it's not ideal. So to be honest, like it's just a tricky spot, right? So, I mean, you could have your stop loss above here. because it shouldn't come to over, 70% of this range and retrace into that. You could have it right about here. This is probably closer to 70% of that range. So this is honestly the most realistic if you took the entry right here. And then what would you be targeting? You could be targeting first this low, then you could be targeting New York AM session lows like I marked out before. But more importantly, look how these Fibonacci levels line up so perfectly with New York AM session low. And I remember I was calling this out live, saying like it aligns so perfectly. And this is what people mean when the price aligns and is algorithmic. Like, look how the price is here, but then this aligns. These extension Fibonacci levels align, right? So that's what people mean. I did not take it like this. I do not have the 30-second, premium subscription for TradingView, which is like $70 a month, which is just not needed if you trade on, any Project X, which I do. So I ended up waiting for a 30-second inverse, which did end up happening, and I did enter my position right about here, and my stop was above this wick. It was probably a little bit here. We got the 30-second inverse, and at the same time, we also were retesting, which is now like a 1-minute order block. Right? On the 30-second time frame as well, you would see it better. But we wick up on the 30-second time frame and retest, which is now this, this order block, and that's kind of where I entered. So let's say I got in right here. I don't remember my exact entry, to be honest. And then I took majority of my. Actually, no, I didn't hold runners today. I'm not gonna lie. I took off my entire position right here. I usually always hold runners, but for some reason today I didn't. And, it was costly. I could have just held to freaking Narnia, but I didn't. And that is why we hold runners. This trade is about a little above a 1-to-1 risk to reward. You guys could criticize me, but this setup for me was really good. I really like this setup. I was calling it out before it happened, exactly what I wanted, and it delivered exactly what I happened. So I did end up taking a little bit of an early entry as well. But I'm very happy with this. And then I only caught this, so I'm trying to get max allocation right now between Top Step and Alpha Futures. So I only caught that on my eval, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger on my Alpha Futures fundeds, but whatever, is what it is. So now at this point in time, I'm like, okay, I want to see, if I could find another trade on my funded account, which I ended up finding. It was not the best trade, but I still really liked my trade. The confluences were there. The only thing is I was kind of shorting kind of deep in a discount, but the momentum was so strong, so I didn't mind taking it. So what exactly I had was, first of all, let me get rid of this. What I ended up taking was I used this high right here, because this is the most recent high, down to this low. And I know right here you're going to say, oh, we didn't tap it on NQ, right? On ES, we came up to almost, or we did get up to the 0.618, retracement area. Let me actually check, because I want to show you guys exactly. Okay, so look right here. I have it pulled up right here. ES gets all the way up into equilibrium and even taps that gap. And as well as that, we also tapped into some other gaps on a higher time frame than just the 1 minute, right? We have a 2-minute gap as well. And I do not believe we had a 3-minute, which is fine. But, oh, we did. We had a 3-minute. Okay, so we had a 1 minute, 2 minute, and a 3-minute gap tap again, just like we did on the first trade this morning. I did not remember exactly. But basically, when you see one of the indices, this is basically an SMT. And that, I don't know, you could call it whatever you want, SMT, divergence, whatever the hell you want to call it. But basically, ES was stronger, and we knew that it was stronger all day compared to NQ, and we retraced into equilibrium, and we got a little above it. NQ did not get up to equilibrium. So this, in my opinion, is just a sign that we want to go lower, and this is a sign of weakness. So what happened here? Once again, it was like a 30-second inversion, right? Or as we were rejecting, I saw us rejecting, and it was right off equilibrium. So I ended up taking an early entry again just because of how strong momentum was, and I was so confident in this, and I ended up just taking a quick little, it was pretty good. Short down just to, new low a day. And that's exactly what it was. And it's about a 1.8, 1.9 risk to reward, something like that. But yeah, those are the two trades I took today. Later in the day, at this point, like, you could have taken longs. Like, I know there were people that took longs. Like, I know a lot of people took this right here, this inversion, and they targeted, like, I think everyone was targeting the entire dealing range, or the entire range equilibrium. So it was, yeah, so this is what everyone was targeting. I know a lot of people took this trade. And to be honest with you, this is a good trade. Like, this is a very good trade. Right into new week opening gap as well. This is a good trade. Bet a 2 risk to reward. Good risk to reward on it. Didn't really see any drawdown at all. You shouldn't have gotten break even either at any point in this trade. But yeah, this is a good trade. Aside from like the couple trades that I took and the trade I just went over, I don't really know if there is much. I didn't really look over price. I mean, listen, if you're trading at this time of day, like, you are cooked. I mean, like, this is now late in the day, but I mean, this is kind of clean. And you could have targeted internal range liquidity, which was this, right? This is also like 2 risk to reward. So to be honest, there was a lot of opportunities to take trades today. As long as you were patient and you waited for confluences, like, you were good. Like, whether it was just like an internal range move or, it was a large move, I really didn't catch shit on my short. Like, I could have held to oblivion. I took everything off, like, right here. Like, 277, we went down to 108. And I know a lot of you are being like, dude, you missed out on so much money. Like, and other people like, bro, I fumbled so hard. I could have made so much money today, blah, blah, blah. Bro, like, stop trying to catch these moves. Like, if you have a runner, yeah, but, like, you're not going to hold your position. And don't let this affect you tomorrow. This is not going to happen again tomorrow. You don't know when this is going to happen. You can't predict that. And if you can't do it often. So all you could do is hold a runner. And I always hold a runner, and for some reason I just did not hold a runner today, and I really don't know why. I really couldn't tell you why. But yeah, aside from that, we had a very strong recovery. Like I said, I didn't even realize this until now. ES came all the way back up and took out high a day. That is crazy. I did not know this. This is my first time looking at the charts since I got off this morning, and wow. I mean, I was saying how ES was the stronger pair all day, and this kind of shows it as well. And this is what I also have been trying to implement in my trading, and I try and tell people that they should do. Like, you don't want... Okay, actually, no. You want to be trading the leading pair in the leading direction. So, like I said, NQ is weaker today. You want to be shorting NQ. You don't want to be shorting ES. It was way stronger, right? And then at this point in time, like, you could long NQ. Sure, yeah. But, like, you rather long ES, because look at it. This thing ripped to high a day. We moved all the way back up to high a day on ES. Like, and we retraced up into like 60% of the range on NQ. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you want to be trading the leading pair in the leading direction. And I started doing this recently, but if it's like barely any different, it doesn't matter. But when you see a big divergence like this, that's when you want to do it. But aside from that, that's basically all I got today. I don't know what this little spike up is right now, but aside from that, that's really all I got. Going into tomorrow, I mean, we did just kind of retrace into this daily fair value gap. So, I mean, and we are close to all-time high territory, like we still are basically there. We're not far off at all, like probably 1% or so, maybe a little more. Yeah, we're less than 1% away from all-time highs territory. But, yeah, I mean, I'm still probably leaning towards long. What the fuck is going on? Damn. Well, yeah. I'm leaning bullish towards tomorrow. And obviously not marrying a bias because, as we can see, like a day like today, it's exactly what you don't want to do. So having a loose bias was able to help me take 2 winning trades today. And I hope you all found this insightful. And I will catch you guys tomorrow.